All right, everyone, here we go. It's an all signs reading. Doesn't matter what your sign is, straight up energy reading. This is Venus in Cancer. It's one of my favorite energies. Yeah, I'm going to shuffle for a pre-shuffle right now. Randomly at the bottom, I got 10 wands, which is kind of a dam about to break a little bit. That breaks to an ace of wands, some kind of opportunity, and that's kind of what I'm going to talk about here when I tell you about this energy. Because everybody is going to tell you, including your astrologers, it's about emotional connections and deeper bonding and all that. Yeah, it is. But I make my own observations too as I go through life. And I've got a lot of notes on Venus and Cancer, strangely enough. And most of the time, and this time included, it depends on the surrounding energies. And this time they're set up just right. Most of the time, Venus and... Whoops. Dropped my glasses there. Most of the time... Sorry about that. Most of the time... And most of the time... Venus in Cancer brings a memorable moment. It could be a small memorable moment. Maybe you meet somebody, you remember them, you remember the date and time you met them, that kind of a thing. Or there's an event that happens in your life, something happens. It brings a moment that's memorable. All right? It does not just like right on the day Venus goes into Cancer, but during that time frame, if the surrounding energies are just right. And right now, the surrounding energies are just right. So let's see what the universe wants to tell you. What do you want to tell my people about Venus and Cancer? Let's take a look. Let's see where we go. Just about ready. Come on now. I usually do this beforehand, but I don't know. I just felt like I should shuffle for it here. In case it wants to talk about the generic. I did that in case it wants to talk about the generic things that everyone else does. I hope it doesn't. It doesn't look like it does. I got a victory here. This is excuse me, is this or is this not a memorable moment, right? That guy riding into town, memorable moment. That memorable moment for him, though, in particular, right? Okay, I haven't looked at it. Let's look at it together. Six of Wands crossed by the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, there's a memorable, you do something memorable or somebody does something memorable. Ace of Swords. You make a new friend or you reconcile with an old one. There's some sort of somebody, you say something to somebody that marks the occasion. Okay. The Knight of Swords, a message of change. I don't usually get the generic shit that everybody else wants to talk about. I don't know what they're doing to get the generic shit, but it never comes in for me, which is why I'm never rainbow unicorn fucking tarot. But what else? And Two Cups. This is the bookend. It's about as memorable as it gets. I don't usually go further than 5. I'll go one more. The Fool. Something happens. You take some chances, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, do relationships grow deeper, Venus and Cancer? Yes. The surrounding energy is supporting that. Yes, to a point. The Earth's magnetic field, which your astrologers won't account for, is making people a little bit what I talked about in the Mars reading, the Mars and Taurus reading, okay? So keep that in mind, all right? But, yeah, it does bring relationships together. You can have close talks if you're in relationships with somebody. It can be very productive. But this brings a memorable moment. You meet somebody. A lot of you meet somebody new. Something happens. I can think back to Venus and Cancer in my life. It depends on the surrounding energies, but Venus and Cancer tends to bring those. It might be a deep conversation you have with a soulmate returning that sticks this time around. I don't know. It's Steve's Love Tarot. All bets are fucking off. I'm just trying to give you another angle on this alignment that you're not going to get anywhere else. Because you're just going to get deep conversations and you can take your relationships deeper and it wants meaningful connections. Yeah, okay, Captain Generic, thank you. There's more to it than that. I track patterns. It's one of my superpowers. So I track my own patterns on these things. I got notebooks and shit. I'm crazy. All right, here we go. So take advantage of my crazy, right? All right, right here. Card before the cut. Why the fuck are we here? It's perfect. It's perfect. It's the Four of Cups. That's why we're here. Why are we here pulling this reading? Well, the pre-shuffle is the surface energy. It's what it's all about, and these back it up. Venus in Cancer is breaking a period of this. But I think even if your life is super exciting right now, Steve, my life is a fucking roller coaster. Oh, good for you, right? But somebody attached to you is bored, and they don't care. They don't care whether you say yes or no or whatever. Somebody is. I think this time around with Venus and Cancer, I think somebody makes the moment. This person, whoever it is that's attached to you, wants to make a moment because they just don't have any that are happening, and that's fine. It's not magic that creates the memorable moment. Somebody does something, or something comes into your life, right? You know, it's that sort of, or you do something, right? So yeah, okay. What comes after the cut? I like that. Here's what it is. Come on now. Six of Swords. You have someone attached to you who feels like their life has been too placid. Feels like they haven't been taking any chances. Feels like everything, they want to shake things up. Can I put it that way? I feel like somebody wants to shake things up. This is the perfect energy to do that in. It's going to create a memorable moment for you. I don't know who it is. I don't know. This could be a bobcat that lives on your property, okay? That is just usually very placid and very calm. And this time around, I don't know, the energy just hits him and he decides to start scratching at your house and stuff. It's a memorable moment, right? You're going to tell the story for years. Yeah, this bobcat came down and started scratching at our house. I don't know. I'm just reading energy, right? That's why you got to cut your astrologers some slack too. I don't know. Somebody reaching out that you've been waiting for, it might not be your runner. It might not be the love of your life. It could be somebody returning your lawnmower finally, or your rake. It could just as well be that. But for most of you, somebody here feels like their life, feels like a strong soulmate, has been too placid, too calm, too boring, and they're coming to shake things up. Like a bobcat scratching at your house. All right? You're going to remember the moment that they showed up. I don't know who it is. Could be your runner. Could be a family member. Shows up for a surprise visit. Oh, I fucking hate that. Right? Tell them I'm not home. Tell them I'm not home. I'm hiding in the back room, right? It's that kind of thing. I don't know. Could be a bobcat scratching at your house. Let's go. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here, or you found Steve Love Terror, you're here for a reason. This reading is timeless. Whenever you find it, you're meant to find it. I'm not a fucking Time Lord. I'm here to teach you about the energies. The tarot reading is secondary. You know, there's a lot of people that I see in the stats, they fast forward until probably around the time cards hit the table and stuff like that. You're missing the whole fucking point of the reading. You know, the whole point is energy reading. Telling you about the energies around you so you know how to behave within them. The tarot reading is like a secondary thing. We just sort of whittle down what I said earlier. You know? All right, let's go. Somebody attached to you is bored and they're coming to shake things up. Could be a bobcat. That's it. The overall energy of everything that's going to fall on the table is the Fool. It's that sixth card from the pre-shuffle that I showed you. What's underneath that? 9 Wands. Again, somebody's tired of their life. They're taking a chance. Somebody's taking a chance coming towards you. I will tell you that. Somebody is taking a goddamn chance. Whether that works out for them or not, I don't know. You know what? Before we pull, the world. Somebody wants to change their life. I just want to see if I'm right. Somebody wants to change their life. They're taking a chance doing it. But again, somebody needs something new. And they're seeing you as that. Again, it could still be a bobcat coming down. He's usually very calm. I don't know what he's doing. You know, I don't know. Right? I mean, just scratching at the house. All right. Pyramid. Here's how they feel about you. Mr. or Mrs., I'm going to take a chance. I need to change my world because I'm bored. Things are too placid. Steve's viewers got a hot ass. I'm coming. Right? I'm on my way. Okay. Here's how they feel about you. Here's what they think about you. That's always interesting. And the dichotomy between the two. Very rarely do they line up on the DM side. You know, the feelings get suppressed. The thoughts, the thoughts are always Joe Cool. I'm trying to be this or trying to be that. A small person trying to look big, right? The bottom here is the potential final outcome for you. Well, it's probably about right here. For you, your final outcome. So you show up here, all right? I'll clarify whatever I think needs clarifying, and you bet your sweet asses we're going to extend this. All right, we got to see what's going on with this bobcat. I mean, what the hell? All right, I mean, let's see where we're at. Here we go. How do they feel? 10 swords. 10 swords. Ace of wands. We opened this reading with me showing you a 10 of wands that was randomly at the bottom before I started shuffling for the pre-shuffle. I remember that. And I said that resets to an ace of wands. I think I did. Or it feels like it does. I think I said that. All right? Wow. I mean, that's okay. Lots of 10s and aces here and a death card. Wow. Whoa. Yeah, somebody's taking a shot here. Somebody's taking their shot. There's this, I said it earlier with the Four of Cups. They don't care. The Four of Cups was the card before the cut, the why the fuck are we here position. They don't care whether you say, they don't give a shit. I get it. I'm tired of my life, Steve. I don't fucking care what Steve's viewer does, right? They don't care. Somebody wants to shake their life up. It's all very selfish. It's all very selfish. I'm going to tell you right now. There's not a lot of consideration for you. Do you see a lot of consideration for you here? I see flames. Somebody got a fire in their belly. It's the fire in their belly spread to their head, right? Their head's on fire and their ass is catching. I got 10 swords here. They don't care. They're either going to kill this thing or bang you. One or the other. And again, metaphorically. I mean, it might be somebody coming to bang you. It could be a family member. It could be a bobcat, which probably isn't going to bang you. All right? So, we're going to find out some stuff. But yeah, no, they got a fire in their belly. How do they feel about you? A lot of passion. There's a lot of passion here. It's got to have Steve's viewer. I'm going to take a chance. I don't care what happens. Okay, so what are they thinking? Jesus Christ. I told you, dichotomy. You know, there's a difference here. 8 Pentacles. What else? And the Page of Swords. It's all very selfish. It's all very for them. It benefits them. This guy's working towards. I'll flip it to you in a second, but I want this. These are their thoughts. This is their brain on the table in 2 cards. All right. I'll tell you when they see you, what do they see in a moment. But I got a chuckle here. This person is a child deep inside. I understand. Well, think about it. Do you have any kids? No? Yes? Have you ever seen kids? Right? What happens when they get bored? They start misbehaving, don't they? They start messing with shit. Even Flem the parrot does that. He'll climb we got a little cart in the kitchen, a little island. He'll climb that and he'll knock stuff off like he's playing some kind of carnival game. We'll hear it from another room, from across the house. Oh, you know, we make a joke. Oh, we want a medium this time. Depends what he knocks off, right? One time it was this glass jar that just explodes crazy. Anyway, he does that when he gets bored, you know. This is bored. They're bored, all right? This is a child in their brain. Now, flipping that on how they see you, they see you as somebody who's disappointed in them. And I said earlier, there's a lot of the DMs are small trying to appear big. They want to show you that they've got what it takes, right? They want to show you that they've got what it takes. They don't care what happens here. Do or die, I'm going to bang Steve's viewer. Okay? And again, metaphorically, if it's a relative, probably not coming to bang you. If it's a bobcat, probably not coming. There are people who watch who take me literally. If you're going to take me literally, this probably isn't the channel for you. Okay? I speak in metaphor. I do this like the Science Channel where they give you examples and metaphors. The only thing missing is the cartoons. You know, I don't have time to do those. That go along with what I'm saying. I really feel like this person is just putting they're risk averse in this energy. They want to create a moment, but it's to prove something. It's to prove, it's not even like to show off, like sometimes they want to show off to you. It's not about that. I believe it reverses back on themselves and they want to prove to themselves that they're not this child, that they're not immature. Okay? All right, I mean, we're going to clarify some things, don't worry. Potential final outcome for you, red with the Ace of Wands. Yeah, this makes sense too. It's the King of Swords. Again, I got this little guy here. This is how different you two are, okay? This is how different. I'm not saying they're 12. I'm just saying energetically, vibration-wise, frequency-wise, this is how different you are, all right? I think you should have fun with this. I think you should allow this moment to happen. All right, this is my king of action here. It's not so much, this reading is not about truth. This reading is not about somebody revealing a truth to you or you trying to get truth out. We've covered that. In fact, I said the Mars reading, the Venus reading, and the Mercury reading I'm going to do on Thursday all come together. And I'm letting Mercury percolate, right? I'm letting all these energies blend together. It's like making a stew, right? You got to let it, you bring it to a boil, you cover it, you put it on simmer, and you let it go for a few hours. You know, I'm letting the energies do that. So yeah, I'm coming in a few days after Mercury's already gone into Gemini, and I'm coming in a little past the exact moment that Venus comes into Cancer. I get it, but I'm doing it for a reason, an energetic reason. So we've already covered the truth aspect and you getting the truth out of them, the right truth and all that. This is my king of action here. I think you should I think you should have some fun with this. I think you should embody this attitude as well. Okay? Something with whoever this is, something in your relationship with them has become stale, stagnant, or it's missing. You may even think it's dead. I can flip this energy and put your energy over here. You think this thing is over. It's dead, Steve. It's going to spring back to life. I think it might surprise you. You're probably getting this reading so you're not surprised. All right? Now, this can also play out. This could be not a person attached to you. This could just be, and this happens a lot. It happens with Venus and Cancer all the time, and the energies are right for it. This could be just a memorable moment, you know. One time when Venus was in Cancer, I rescued a pelican. Oh, no, it wasn't a pelican. It was a cormorant. A cormorant, which is another kind of seabird. I was coming down PCH in my car, Pacific Coast Highway. I like to take a ride in my car because it goes through the gears nicely through there. And I'm coming up. I'm in a straightaway down by Zuma Beach, right? And I see, standing in my lane in the middle of the road was a fucking cormorant. And he's just standing there. I think he was thirsty. He hadn't had anything to drink. He was just sort of disoriented. So it was one of these rare moments. I remember it because there were no other cars around. It was the middle of the day on a fucking weekend, and I was able to stop my car in the middle of the lane, put it in neutral, get out of my car, go over to the bird. Normally there'd be traffic, people would be honking at me, somebody would hit me with their Porsche from behind, that kind of shit. It was bizarre. There was nobody around. And I helped the little guy out. I gave him some water. I got him off to the side of the road. And I managed to get back to my car. Not a single car had gone by. It was just sitting there in the middle of PCH on a day when it should have been crowded. So again, it is that kind of, it could be a moment like that you remember. Venus was in Cancer when that happened. All right, so let's clarify. I've got a Knight of Cups here. Something pretty awesome happens. I'm just trying to give you some examples of things that can happen when Venus is in Cancer. I did a good deed that day, I guess. I was compassionate. I was helpful. I didn't swerve and go around the bird and keep going. Hey, man, I'm doing 65. You can fuck off. I'm going to go right around you. I could have, but I stopped. My gut told me you should stop and help this little guy out. I did. And not a single car came by. Not a single one. I got a car stopped in the middle of the damn road on PCH. That is unheard of. Anybody that lives out here knows he's lying. That can't be true. I hear you. I don't get it either. I don't fucking get it either. But it is what it is. So it's a memorable moment, isn't it? I remember that. Right? Anyway, let's go. Let's see where we're at. So here we go. Let's see. I'm going to clarify. I'm going to let this tell me what I'm going to clarify that. And it flew out of the deck. It's right there. He came back. And why is that here? The Five of Pentacles. Yeah. See, I have to give you a lot of different ways that this stuff could play out. Because most people who are watching, I won't say most people who are watching, a lot of people who are watching seem to miss the lateral thinking. And I don't want that. I want you to get something out of the reading. Just because you're here for Timmy doesn't mean that's what the reading's for. You're not the warlock on the hill. You don't get to get a reading for Timmy unless the universe thinks, whatever, it's for that. This is obviously for something very special here, okay? This person feels like they missed out on you, on something. Or they feel like they're missing out on something. This person wants to create a moment for you. They want to. They may have it in their head that you're this. They may have it in their head that you're that. I don't know. But they seem to want to create a moment for you of fun. And there's that Page of Wands. There's my party girl. There's the fun. Read with your final outcome, I might add. So I'm going to refer back to your final outcome. Honestly, let the moment create. There's something in this for you, and I don't know what it is. It might be banging. It could be a new friend. It could be somebody coming back into your life. But I don't know. I think there's something even bigger than that in this for you. I think this Venus in Cancer gives you some kind of juxtaposition, something to contrast, I think you see you're more in that energy than you may realize, okay? There's something you've been missing out on and you get to see it. I'm not saying it's this person, it's just something, right? Okay? I don't know. 10 Swords, tell me about it. Let's see where we go. I haven't thought about that cormorant in years. I initially thought, I thought it was a pelican. No, it was a cormorant. Yeah. I remember. All right. Anyway, standing in the middle of the road. All right. I remember what I thought. I was about 100 yards out from him, right? Doing about 60, 65, something like that, which is speeding down there. That alone was risky. The sheriffs are all over PCH. They'll pull you over for fucking 52 in a 50 zone. I remember I was coming up on him and I was thinking, oh, what the fuck is this? That's what, actually, I think I said it out loud, too. What the fuck? What the fuck? So I downshifted. What the hell? All right. 10 Swords. Page of Swords. Again, it ties to what this person is. I think you may have, if this is a person, I'm going to give it to you two ways. It's a person or it's an event. It's something that happens that's memorable. If it's a person, I think you may have cut them out of your life, or maybe like, I don't know, Steve, they're kind of immature for me. Okay? If it's a thing, you may find it, and that's why you're showing up here as the king of putting water, splashing the water on fun, the cold water of fun here. I think you might think it's childish or immature, this event, right? I don't know, maybe your best friend Janelle got free tickets to an amusement park and you're like, oh, I don't do that. I don't do that. Do it. Go relax a little bit. All right, what's on top? 2 of Wands. Why is that here? Ace of Swords. And it's funny because we were talking about when these cards were on the table, aces and tens. And I said I had a 10 of Wands that reset to this Ace of Wands. Now I've got a 10 of Swords, which should reset to an Ace of Swords, and sure enough, it does. Okay? Where did we talk about this? Did we talk about something happens for you? It may have been the extended for the Mars reading. I don't remember. You would. I don't. Something happens for you that restores your faith in humanity, in life, in yourself, in people. This is that. This is part of that. This ties directly to the Mars extended for sure on some level. Okay? This person is setting the intention and showing up. And I think, because both of your energies are attached to that Ace of Swords, I think this, maybe it just restores your faith in your own intuition because you kind of predicted this. Whatever this is, an event, a thing, a person, I feel like you predicted it. And I feel like it's something you've been thinking about. And then you forget you're thinking about it, and then it happens and you remember you were thinking about it. That's usually how predictions happen. That's the same way you get a premonition that you haven't talked to somebody in a while. You start thinking about Joey, who you haven't talked to in a long time, right? You're thinking about, gosh, he hasn't called in forever. Oh my God! And then you get busy with other stuff, and it goes away from your mind. And then, sure enough, Joey calls that day, And then you remember back, oh my God, I was just thinking about you later. That's precognition. That is how it works, generally speaking. It takes a lot of training to be able to control it and not forget it and remember it in the interim. I think this is something you predicted. I think it's kind of a mind-blowing moment for you. Okay? I'm going to pull on the death card just for fun. So it would be mind-blowing. This person showing up or this event happening or this thing happening is memorable. It's mind-blowing. Okay? So remember what I'm saying. It's about memorable things. A moment you remember. I gave you the cormorant as an example. How the fuck am I going to forget that? You know? And when something weird like that, you might be like, well, how do you know Venus was in Cancer? Because I'm nuts. I've fucking been tracking energy and patterns since I was a kid, since I was like 4, since I fucking got here. Right? So I go home. When something crazy like that happens, what are the odds? Not even the cormorant. The fact that there was no other cars on the road. Nothing. I left my car parked like it was like some sort of abandoned movie, or like one of those movies like where everything's abandoned, everything's been destroyed, kind of a thing. It just doesn't happen. I checked all the alignments when I got home and all the energy. And yeah, Venus was in Cancer. All right, here we go. Death card. My crazy benefits you. That's why this channel is what it is. That's why it grew so fast in the beginning. I think I was crazier early on. I'm going to start getting crazy again. We're going to talk about crazy energy things and sort of move forward with that. It's important. Once you understand energy, life becomes a little bit, it can become a little bit simple and predictable. People are a bit eye-rolling once you start spotting their patterns. I mean, it can be a bit much, but I don't want you to end up a complete hermit like me. But I do want you to go through your life a little smarter, a little more eyes open, with a little more understanding. All right, the death card. Find the reason why things are happening. Don't say, well, this happens for a reason. Sometimes it'll take you a decade to figure out why, but just make a note then and wait the decade and then go back. It's important. All of it forms a spider web of things that connect, and that's a picture of your life at the end of the road. I'm going to have quite a web. I've already got 2 whiteboards, each one about 5 feet by 4 feet, full. I got to get another one. 4 of Pentacles. I like my whiteboards. I do them for localized things. I don't keep stuff, obviously, on a whiteboard. But 4 of Pentacles here on the death card. I want to say, because this is how they feel about you, I want to say, they're not afraid of you. I think this was held back by a higher power, because I've got a major arcana here. I feel like your connection with whoever this is, or if this is an event that happens, the bobcat scratching at your house, the cormorant in the road, or just amusement park, whatever it is, a memorable event or memorable person returning, it was held back until a certain time, until a moment, right? I don't know. What's on top? Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, until you were ready. Until this person, your vibration, can I phrase it this way? Your vibration's gotten so high, it's rattled this person. It's given them so much juxtaposition. This is why I read this way. I read it both ways, as them and you, right? Now they see themselves as this. It's not just me reading their energy. It's the fact that they see this, Steve, I know I'm small. That kind of a thing. Something's going on with you. Your energy is just right. It's your energy that's causing this to happen. Okay? It's sort of like the cormorant in the road, right? Maybe there were lots of times before that where Venus was in Cancer. Maybe I wasn't ready. Maybe I would have run it down any other year. But that year, I was high enough vibration that I would have stopped the car, right? I mean, it would have made a good movie scene. It really would have. All right, here we go. 6 of Cups. Yeah. Again, in the past, you weren't this, and you are this now. Something about you is causing this to happen. Fine. I'm going to pull on the Page of Swords. I'm not worried about that. I'm going to pull Page of Swords and that, and we'll get out of here. All right? Page of Swords, tell me about it, because it also is crossing over here on the Ten of Swords. All right, tell me about the Page of Swords. What do we get? I feel like they're taking a chance coming towards you, but that's major arcana. I don't think they have a choice. I think there's a higher power at play here. Okay? Page of Swords. Flew out of the deck. My leg caught it. Right? King of Pentacles reversed. It fell right on my knee like that. Okay, we got to stop shuffling. Eight of Wands. Yeah, this person, yeah. My smoke and mirrors energy, that means magician reversed, but it's smoke. I read reversals, but the cards are all upright, and you want proof? There's your Page of Swords. Underneath it, it's disappointment. Look at this. Look, did you see this? And we had to stop shuffling because that fell out like that. This person's full of shit. This person's full of crap. They're full of crap. I'll explain it this way. I'll explain it as a person. All right? And then I'll explain how other people might, But if it's a thing, if it's something you're going to. Because if this is an event or something you're going to or something that happens to you and it's not a person, other people around you, you might end up seeing their masks. You might end up, because your vibrations come up so much, you might see how phony they are. And you might remember that day. Because some of those people you thought were great, and now you see they're phony, right? It's like I talked about in a recent weekly reading. I think I talked about people like me, right? We don't like small talk. We see it as a violation of our time. I do. I'm very cautious about who and what I give my energy to, right? Small talk drives me fucking crazy, that kind of thing. But also big social events and things like that. It's tough because as you raise your vibration, you see how phony everybody is. Everybody's just living in this mask and saying how happy they are about you doing this. And you can tell from their facial expressions they're not happy. There's no squinty lines around the eyes, so you can see the envy. It's just the micro expressions and all of that. There's a moment here where you see through the mask, the illusion. Okay? It could be. As far as this being a person, your vibration's so high, it's given them so much juxtaposition that they're having to admit to themselves that they're not really the King of Pentacles. And most of the stuff that they say to people is a smoke show. Okay? It's a bit of that. Again, mask, kind of a thing. So either way, you get to see through a mask. I think it's nice. I think it's good for you. It's a memorable moment. I think if it's a person and they show up, I think they're vulnerable. I think that's what you remember. You remember that somebody who was never vulnerable with you before is vulnerable. Okay? It's nice. I like it. It's not about them admitting a truth. It's not about it. You just see it. You'll just know. Okay? You got the little sticks in your hair there. You can't, those pick up on a lot of things. I'll tell you what. Okay. King of Swords. Let's go. Why is it here? Oh, shit. All right. Come on now. Hold on. I bet my death card. Okay, there we go. Almost time to break out a new Light Seer deck. Man, this thing's getting frail, I'm telling you. All right, let's see where we go. I got one. I have backup decks that I haven't opened yet, but I like to use them for a couple of weeks offline before I bring them online. Get them all juiced up. I would never just open a deck and go, okay, here we go. It's straight up energy reading. No, it's not. It's a deck where it hasn't been used yet and we haven't become friends, right? Man, these old decks, we're friends at this point, but sometimes they just get too hard to handle. And sometimes they get bogged down with energy. I don't have that problem right now, but I do have frail cards. Tell me about the King of Swords. We'll see. Maybe it's time for a new Light Seer. I don't know. It's crossed by the Emperor, or maybe not. This thing's working good. Again, you may feel like whatever it is, an event, a thing, you may feel like I'm too grown up for this, Steve. It's what I said about this, the cold water dumped over the fun, I mean, you may think it's too, whatever. Just do it, okay? This is something here that helps you. If it's a person showing up, you could feel the Page of Swords coming off of them, but there's a reason it's happening. All right? It's not about them telling you a truth. It's not about them anything. It's about them being vulnerable. And that means something. That's important. Okay? The Tower. Yeah, it does. It's about, they're going to be vulnerable. You're going to see their vulnerability. Now, if it's a thing you're doing, you're going to see the vulnerability in yourself. You're going to learn something about yourself that makes your energy grow even more. Makes your vibration go up even higher in frequency. All right, why is the Tower here? The Two of Swords. Yeah. By casting this out, you're going to get in your own way. Okay? Don't get in your own way. This is read with the Five of Pentacles. Don't get in your own way. What's the bridge? Why not? See? It's worth it. It's worth doing. This is enlightenment. This is yes. Go for it. I'm too grown up for this, Steve. No, just go for it. Yes, you should do this. Yes, go ahead. Should I go? Yes. This is also clarity. This is you're at the right vibration for this to happen, that you'll see and know why it's happening while it's happening. You won't have to think about it later. Okay? This is amazing. This is great energy for you and whoever or whatever this is. All right? It's about a memorable moment. A moment that you will look back on and remember. You don't have to remember that Venus was in Cancer. You don't have to remember that. But you'll remember the time frame. And you'll be able to place it. It sticks. It's one of those things that will end up in that thinking back on your life. It'll be one of those moments. Right? All right. It'll be your cormorant moment. All right, here we go. Hey, I have been cruising PCH for years. It's one of my favorite runs. Right? I go all the way up to the big rock where they film the car commercials. You've all seen the giant rock if you've seen a car commercial on TV. Drive all the way out there sometimes. It's very nice. It's a nice little sports car run. But I will tell you, I have never seen a moment where I could stop the car in the middle of the fucking lane and get out. You know, that's still to this day, I've never encountered a moment in that stretch, that straightaway right by Zuma. If you live around here, you know what I'm talking about, right? Just as you come down the hill. Not a chance in hell can you stop your car there. There's always somebody coming. All right, here we go. 3 cards from the bottom and a crossing card. What do we get? What do we get? 7 Pentacles. What do you want to tell my people? 7 Pentacles, 3 Cups, Judgment, and 3... Can I move this a little bit? Can I move it a little bit? Judgment is, Judgment. 4 Wands crossing the 3 of Cups. Well, I think the Judgment's tied to that a little bit then. I Freudian slipped. What's under it? Yeah, the Star. I said, it's just a repeat message. Can I paraphrase it? You know, I said, I think you predicted this. I think for a lot of you, you get blown away by whatever happens here. Whether it's a person showing up or something that happens to you or whatever, this is something you dreamt about or you thought about or you've forgotten you dreamt about it and forgotten you thought about it. It's something that happens and then you remember back and you go, oh my God, I imagined this would happen, and it's happening. There's nothing bad. I don't have a devil. So if you're like, well, Steve, I dreamt about being in the trunk of a car, being taken out to the desert. You know, I mean, no, you're not going to end up some sort of serial killer story. It's not that. It's all very positive. It really is. I got a lot of good things happening here. I think that's what it is. I think it's happening with a divine timing energy here to show you something. Show you a little. You get a glimpse with whatever this is. However, Venus and Cancer plays out for you. So pay attention. And don't sit around and be a doubting Thomas and go, well, nothing's happening. That is repellent energy. You know what? If you can't be positive, don't be negative. Just be neutral. Just don't care. Well, that's Steve. Fuck him. Whatever. I don't care. And just go off and do your thing. Fine. That's better than being negative. Negative's just going to attract negative to you. You know, pessimists, life never ends well for them. I've interviewed a lot of them in my studies of people. People who are pessimistic and bitchy all through their life. They end their lives bitter and angry. They didn't do anything. They never lived it. And they know it. And they admit it at the end. And that's what's really sad. So, be neutral if you can't be positive. And, you should be neutral anyway, to be honest. Anyway, pay attention. This is happening. You get a glimpse of who you really are or what your potential is here. Just a glimpse, okay? But it's enough. I think it's enough. I think it's enough to set you on a new path. That's what I think. Whether it's with this person or without them or because of this event, probably, or without it. It could just be happening if it's an event or something that happens to show you to give you that glimpse so you have a happy new beginning. This person could just be showing up to show you how right you are or who you are, give you that little glimpse so you can have the happy new beginning. I don't know. I don't have any indication. This reading's not about you getting back together with somebody. That's more about the Mars reading. And it might show up again in the Gemini reading. But this reading here, this is what I had hoped would happen for Venus and Cancer, so that I don't have to do a stupid reading that everybody else is going to do about deep, meaningful conversations with people and getting things straight. Yeah, a little bit, but Mars is making it a little bit. Mars and Taurus with the Earth's magnetic field might fuck that up a little bit. This is about you and your spiritual growth and your understanding of who you are and why you're here. A little extra piece, a shit ton, help from the stars themselves, a shit ton of fucking clarity. It's worth far more than anything else. I'm telling you, this is clarity, perspective, very, very fucking valuable. Very valuable and very rare. That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. All right, if you want the extended, there's a couple of links at the top of the description. I want it. All right. We'll open by pulling on you, and then I'll assume this is a person, this Knight of Cups, and I'll pull on it for those of you where this is a person. Okay? All right. That's your reading. Good luck.